time for us to have a conversation this morning on a Wake Up Nigeria. And the conversation is based on a book chat review and is going to be with Hilda Manyo Dickson. She is a highly experienced finance professional, and I'm actually looking forward to reviewing this book, which is called Osunyameye. I want to believe I pronounced it right.
Osunyameye.
Okay, Osunyameye. What does it mean? Nothing is impossible with God. What language is this?
It's actually Ghanaian.
Ghanaian.
Yes.
Okay, because I actually showed this to someone from Edo, thinking it was Edo or Delta kind of language, and the person was like, he's not quite sure.
So many people.
So I'm not surprised now when you said Ghanaian. Okay, okay, all right.
Nyame is God in Ghanaian language.
Okay,
so,
Nyame.
Yes.
Nyame. Okay.
Nyame.
Nyame. That's God. We learn every day. I love languages, so I'm always excited to learn something new when it comes to languages. All right, so this book, you know, you captured me from the very first page, talking about how, you know, we all have our lives figured out. Every girl grows up believing, oh, I'm going to meet the love of my life by the time I'm 21. We'll be married at 23 or 24. I'll have my first child at 25 or 26. And by 30, it's always 30.
Also,
I'm done with childbearing. You know, it's funny, it's always 30. No one ever says by 35.
we love rounding things
We
up,
love
right?
neatly, like no loose ends and all, by 30. And then by 30, you find that you haven't even found the love of your life. And that's something I've realized about life. And reading this book was such a reminder of appreciating where you are right now, because the journey might be long. But I'll let you tell us about the book, Osunyameye. Did I get it right?
Osunyameye.
Osunyameye.
Don't worry, I still struggle too, but it was just the best name to give it.
Let's talk about it. So,
Okay.
tell us in summary what Osunyameye is, and then we'll talk about every page, because literally every chapter comes with its own deep feelings, deep emotions as well. So let's have an overview first.
Okay. The book, I'll say, was inspired by pain.
Pain?
Right, yes. And it was a case of turning pain to purpose. Osunyameye, like we just said, means nothing is impossible with God. So after finding this love of my life, it took us almost 5 years to conceive for a baby. And eventually this baby comes, the joys, the thrills, we are all so excited. And what next? Boom. At 21 months, she was diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
And not just cancer, you know, when you get to the point where you've roamed a little bit, you can't find a diagnosis, and you now hear cancer and you hear it's stage 4 already because you didn't present on time. So in that, as I went through that journey, the whole idea was I just needed someone authentic, someone vulnerable, books, positive things to let me know that I hadn't just been handed a death sentence, right? And it was very difficult to get someone that, yes, a few people shared their stories, but you know how you want to see things in black and white?
Yes.
I just didn't get it. So at some point, I ended up joining a group. A parent recommended a group, a support group. And I went in there hoping to get some level of positivity from it. But shockingly, the group scared me more than anything else.
How so?
Almost each day you open up the chat, oh, this has gained her wings. That had gained, the children kept on passing, this has relapsed, that. So it became also scary. So the brave me, the encourager, suddenly started having nightmares. So I had to pull myself, and I'll say that partially birthed this book, because at that point I made a vow to say, okay, God, take me through this, and I will document it to give people hope in hopeless situations, to be that light that shines through the darkest points. And that's really where I found myself. So this book takes you through meeting that love of my life, the wait together, and going into details of the whole treatments, the pain, the wins, the whole journey. I was very vulnerable, but besides that, when you get to the end of the book, what you might call the epilogue, I more or less shared my weapons, my tools, my coping mechanisms. How was I able to go through this journey without,
you know, when I was reading the book, a part of me thought it was fiction, but I was like, it's too real to be fiction. Now, I'm hearing you use personal words, I, we. It's your story. It's not fiction.
It's not fiction.
My goodness. Oh my goodness. Now everything totally falls into place. Oh my gosh.
It's not fiction. It's real.
My goodness. It's actually, for once, I don't even know how to put the words together. I mean, this is a lot to deal with. And I must say, you are fortunate as well to have a supportive partner. Losing a child, especially for those who kept talking about wings, can be really difficult. And so having to deal with this after waiting for so long and then finally having the child, 21 months. Wow, stage 4.
Yeah, it was.
What kind of cancer was?
Neuroblastoma. Yes.
Oh, usually that one tends to go undiagnosed because it's, has to do with, oh gosh, so let's talk about the positives.
Yes.
Let's talk about what it did to your marriage. How did it help strengthen it? Because many couples go through this and they totally fall apart.
Yes, yes.
What effect has it had on your relationship with your husband?
I would say it made our bond stronger. Yes, we went through it together. At the time I was leaving the country, he said, oh, we all have to go together. And I said, no, we can't all go together because we don't know what is on the other side, because we left here not knowing what to expect. So I said, I'll go ahead just in case there are any other things, before you start coming in. So it was a journey we went through together. Yes, we went through it together. At every opportunity he had, he was right there. I mean, when we were here, we were in hospitals together, where we traveled over there. Every opportunity he had, he came over. So it was a journey we went through together. I mean, we waited together, and even while waiting, it was done in love. And if you have if you are knowledgeable, you would know that there's no blame game here.
There's no blame game.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody caused it, right? It's just your lot, I would say, at that point. And yes, I do agree and allude to the fact that even while there, I saw many homes go apart as a result of this. But in our own case, we're grateful. I'll say our anchor was God, our anchor was our faith, and through it all, we saw God come through. So as a family, it actually got us closer, got us a bit more purposeful, and helped us see life from a different lens.
Now, jumping to the end, how did you feel finding out you were pregnant?
That's the beginning. It was really exciting, I would say. Why would I say that? The name Osunyameye, when you look at this name, I wrote this book, and it was at the end of the book we had a name for the book. The book started with a day called Hope.
A day called Hope.
Okay. Yes, and that had been given by a friend of mine. She called it a day called Hope, and really it seemed like the best. But, we went on. So basically, October 2005, we were with a doctor in the US, top-notch, and he made it clear it is impossible for you to have a child naturally. And he told us clearly that IVF is not even going to work for you. You need to go have an ICSI done. They have to take the egg, take the sperm, do the injection, and we're like, wow, okay. This was October. And we came in here, November, we started a service where another couple, our pastor then, his wife, they had been told that they couldn't have a baby as well. And after 10 years, they conceived naturally. So we started in that service, and I'll say we keyed into that as well.
You know, some things are very, very inspirational and they're also very encouraging. I believe that's the purpose of such gatherings, to just inspire and encourage. Really, I must say to you, Hilda, your story is inspiring. Now, I'm going to read this again, but with you in mind, realizing that it's truly your story. Thank you so much for sharing it, Hilda.
Thank you.
This is a book you need to read. It's called Osunyameye. Okay, you are still struggling, so
Osunyameye.
Osunyameye. Yes, that's what it's called. So you should go check it out.
Yes.
It's a very good book, a very, very good book, especially if you're going through stuff. Yes, nothing is impossible with God. All right, at this point, we'll take a break. You are watching Wake Up Nigeria. Just stay with us. We'll be right back.